Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News, where we are discussing climate change, abrupt climate change, and things adjacent. And today's video is basically going to be taking you through extreme weather events. Globally, there seem to be many happening all at once, and I don't even know if I'm covering them all. I just saw a picture of a major hailstorm in Guadalajara that was on Nick Humphrey's page. And so right June, Guadalajara, Mexico, hailstorm. So massive that cars were basically underwater up to the roofs with hail and looked like water. So that's right off the bat. That's one thing I can tell you about. So we're just going to go through these headlines. There are so many. I don't know if this is going to be one video or two. We'll see what happens. So this is from the Sydney Morning Herald from June 19th. It's a few days ago. Scorching temperatures in Kuwait and Pakistan among hottest measured. Following years of tireless investigation, the World Meteorological Organization announced that two recent temperatures readings, that's how they have it spelled, have been accepted as among the hottest recorded on Earth. One of the scorching marks came in from the Middle East, the other from South Asia. The temperature hit 53.9 degrees Celsius in Mitraba, Kuwait. Quick math would be 108, 110, 30, 140. Holy moly. That's about 129 degrees or something like that. Yeah. 129 Fahrenheit. That was on July 21st, 2016. So these are older temperatures. And Turbat, Pakistan on May 28th, 2017. There was a recent, where are we going? A recent temperature of something like 52 degrees Celsius. Did I lose it? I think I lost it. That's fine. We're going to go back. There was a recent temperature in Kuwait of something like 52 degrees Celsius. So very hot weather. Anyways, these temperatures that they're talking about were the highest recognized temperatures in 76 years. Moving on, France records all-time highest temperature of 45.9 C. We've just talked about this recently, but that was a prognosis, a probability, and it became an actuality. 54.9 C, which is very, very warm. That's 134 minus, it's about 125 degrees. Is that right? Or 115, excuse me. Really, really hot. Is that right? 45.9 C would be 102 plus 32, 134 minus 134 minus 9. Yeah, that's really, really, really hot. That is 125 degrees. That's insane. That's insane for France. Previous record was set in 2003 of 44.1 C, was beaten, and that was in 2003. So the record was beaten twice on Friday. 44.3 C, then 45.1, then 45.9. Wow. Incredibly hot temperatures. I wanted to quickly say, I was listening to a Guy McPherson video, and he was talking about 2003 being the year that France turned all their coal plants off and switched over to nuclear, and that the extreme heat wave that they experienced and all the heat-related deaths they experienced that year could have been, or might have been, or probably were, the result of aerosol masking falling away over the country. I had never heard that before, and that is an extremely interesting idea. I'll have to do a little more poking around about that, but that's an interesting phenomenon if that's what happened. Moving on. On hottest day in history of France, world told do not look away as police tear gas climate campaigners in Paris. Watch this video and ask yourself, said Greta Thunberg, who is defending who? French riot police, and I have watched this video, and it's infuriating. French riot police tear-gassed climate protesters in Paris on Friday as the country sweltered under record heat. Activists with Extinction Rebellion were occupying a bridge over the Seine to demand the French government declare a climate emergency and take necessary action to avert planetary catastrophe. We need to civilly disrupt because otherwise nothing is going to be done, a British woman who took part in the protest told Euronews. Video shows the police tear-gassing the protesters at a close range and then forcibly trying to remove them from the scene. Do you guys want to watch this? Let's see if we can watch a little bit. I should... Unbelievable. This reminds me of old videos of Earth Liberation Front and Earth First protests where this is in the United States, and this is many, many years ago, where they were doing the exact same thing, tear gassing people at close range and just prying them apart and, you know, handcuffing them and doing, you know, taking them away. This most likely is the future of climate protests. It's helpful that cities are declaring climate emergencies. Is that going to keep the police from, you know, sicking, or governments from sicking the police on climate protesters? Who knows? If you have a city or a country that's declared a climate emergency and you're tear gassing, you know, does that preempt you or stop you from tear gassing climate protesters or people demanding action on the climate? I wonder. Greta Thunberg, a Swedish teen who ignited the school strike for climate movement, said on social media, watch this video and ask yourself who is defending who. The action also drew praise from the U.S.-based Sunrise Movement, who gave props to the protesters for putting their bodies on the line for climate justice. The XR action took place as temperatures hovered in near 90 degrees Fahrenheit in Paris, far cooler than in some other parts of the country. Okay, so my math was wrong, or I thought my math was wrong earlier. 45C is 113 Fahrenheit, and 45.9C is 114. So that's what I thought I was doing it wrong. Yeah, I was adding a 10 in there somewhere. Sorry. 125 is ridiculous. But still, 115 for France is fairly unheard of. Going to continue. Putin travels to Siberia as floods turn deadly, flooding in Siberia. The Irkutsk region has been hit by torrential rains, causing Lake Baikal and Angara River to burst their banks. At least 5 people have been killed and hundreds injured. At least 5 people have died and hundreds more injured in massive floods sweeping Siberia on Saturday, Russian media has reported. President Vladimir Putin traveled to the affected areas as he returned from the G20 summit in Japan. Emergency Situations Minister Yevgeny Zinechev told Interfax news agency that 5 people, one of whom is believed to be a child, have died as the massive Lake Baikal and Angara River have begun to burst their banks. At least 350 people have been injured, 100 of whom have had to be treated at local hospitals. At least 50 villages on the shores of Lake Baikal are inaccessible, and the larger city of Bratsk has also been affected. More than 4,000 buildings have been destroyed, as well as many bridges and roads. Moving on. Yet more climate extreme weather, climate change induced shocking moments. Cars get washed down a slope by floodwaters like toys as torrential rains batter a Chinese province. So let's watch this. Any moment now. Any moment now. This is crazy. I don't know why it keeps stopping, but cars getting washed down. A really large drop down to the river there. Excuse me. All right, let's see if we can. So these are cars being washed down a slope and falling into the Wu River, the largest southern tributary of the Yangtze. The video filmed in Yane Tuhia Autonomous County. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. On Saturday, shows the cars being washed down a slope and falling into the Wu River, the largest southern tributary of the Yangtze River. More than 455,000 people were affected by the floods, and at least 600 houses were damaged. Moving on to more floods in Russia. Moscow, Sheremetyevo airport. Okay, I think I got it that time. Stranded by floods. And this is from 2 days ago. Heavy rains flooded the roads around Moscow's largest airport, Sheremetyevo, on Friday, with the floods reaching knee-high depths and blocking cars from bringing passengers to and from its terminals. The airport advised its passengers to avoid traveling by car and instead use alternate routes like the Aero Express train from central Moscow. Pictures here. I'm going to link all of these below, of course. So there you have it. More extreme weather affecting the globe. The entire globe is now being, assaulted by torrential rains, heat waves, hailstorms, lightning storms. I'm going to cover some more in the next video because there are just too many headlines and too many things to cover. I don't want this video to get too long. I'm going to leave y'all to chew on this, and I'm going to link all of these articles below. And thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.